Hi guys, Philip here, and in this review I am looking at a service called Honeygain. Honeygain is a way for you to make passive income online by letting a company like Honeygain use your mobile data or your Wi-Fi data. They use your internet data to basically help companies who need localized data for research and for development and so on. Personally, exactly how they use it, it's quite vague, right? But I do understand what they're doing, using the data for. But in this review, I want to cover Honeygain and show you a few things so you know what to expect from the service, right? So Honeygain is effectively, you install it on your phone, okay? 1, 2, 3, install, activate, and then you make money, okay? Which is fair enough. And they share your unused data with data scientists. And here's an example here of how Honeygain helps travel fair aggregators, okay? And so I'll leave a link to this article here underneath. And so if you read this here, you can see I get what they're saying, but it's also very, very vague. It's also very vague, okay? So if you're going to use this service, will it work? Yes. Will you get paid? Yes. Is it worth the money? Nah, not really. Okay, because if you come down here to this estimator, this earnings estimator, okay, do not think for a second that you're going to earn $100 per day, okay, because here is the key here. It says here that demand for traffic in your country will vary, all right? Now, with all of these types of services, doesn't matter if it's paid to click, paid to watch, paid to take surveys, paid to do all these things. Predominantly, the countries where these services are paying the most are Tier 1 countries. In other words, UK, USA, and Canada, and Australia, right? And some parts of Europe. But for the most part, most countries will not be eligible for this. Or, if you are eligible, then the amount of data you can use will be quite small, right? And also, on a purely sort of in terms of what's it called, privacy, okay, it does say in the terms and conditions and all FAQ and stuff about what personal information they collect from you and so on. It does say here that they don't collect any personal information, but I would be very careful, right? So if you're going to use this, be sure you're using a secondary phone which does not have your information on there, right? Because obviously, as far as I know, these types of apps are very unregulated, right? End of the day, you have no idea who these people are. You have no idea who they're governed by. You can see there's no real information about the company itself. The privacy policy here, it doesn't. If I actually click on this privacy policy, you can see here it's standard legal jargon. Okay, it doesn't give any information as such. It's just about loads of third-party cookies and stuff, and guys, it is what it is, right? So when you give them permission to use your data, who knows what they're getting, right? So honestly, who knows, right? Because this is some vague text here about big companies, brand protection companies, monitoring services and stuff are using your data, right? Who knows? If you go to terms of use. Same thing here, where it's a massive legal jargon. No one's going to read this. No one understands it. Okay, and if you agree to it, then that's your problem. So if you're going to use this, don't expect too much. Okay, because I've also seen this review. There's a review here from Tech Hustler, which is really cool, where he shows you, behind the scenes, and he shows you on his phone and stuff. And it's really cool because he's actually got his phone in his hand, and he's cashing out like $40 or something. And so you have to understand, guys, that if you actually watch this video here, and it's nice because he shows you the actual app on your phone. But it's also very important to understand here, guys, that when you actually go through here, he takes you through certain Q&A and stuff, and you can see here that when you're using this here, you can see here you get paid. Where is it? Right here somewhere. Here, so you get 1 credit for every 10 megabytes. So for 10 gigabytes, you get $1 US. So 10 gigs is $1 US. Okay, which means that on a purely bandwidth practical level, even if you have unlimited data, okay, for them to transfer 10 gigs from your phone to their servers will take quite some time. right? And so there'll be a limit to how many gigs you can do in one day. And if you come through here to the end bit, where he shows you his checkout screen, you can see today he's earned 43 cents, right? 43 cents in one day. And you can see he's got 37 active devices, right here, 37 active devices using this app, okay? And in the last 30 days, he's only done 45 gigabytes, which is like, what, $4 or $5 in a month, okay? Which is fair enough, it's okay. But then it's like $5 for a month, and he's got 37 devices on there. That's like, then what's the point? Okay, you can see he's in the last month, he's been online for 84 hours. Okay, so you might think, well, what if he was online all day, every day? And it's like, okay, fair enough. But even then, it's just simply not worth the money. Also because have you got 37 devices to install? No. Okay, so come on, guys. Use your common sense. Okay, so even if this is $43 in a whole month, right? It's just simply not worth your time to sit there and faff around and charge these phones all day, every day. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have sockets for 37 devices to plug in. Okay, and I cannot be bothered to sit there and swap the chargers and stuff. And who knows how much it's going to cost to actually pay for electricity to charge 37 devices. But so guys, it is what it is, right? So whenever you see these types of sort of cheap and cheerful products like this, okay, guys, wake up, use your head, right? You can download it, install it, see how much you earn a day, but then realize that that is the reality. Okay, you're going to earn sort of 10, 20, 30 cents per day if you're lucky. Okay, and so the amount of time it's going to take you to sort of faff around with this, clicking in, I'm sure there'll be some sort of reactivation thing, like every day or so you have to tap the button on the app or some bullshit like that. Okay, so realize that at any point, whenever you're using any kind of make money online by completing tasks or mining like this or anything like that, it's always a minute, tiny little payout. Right, because companies like Honeygain are dependent on a large volume of users. Right, that's how they kind of spread out the liability, the data, the cost, and so on. So closely, if they were to pay you this much money for 100 gigs, this is the same price as God knows how many internet connections. So it'd be cheaper for the companies who pay Honeygain to just have their own interconnection in the country they're in, right? If that makes sense. I'm just spitballing here, but so you guys have to understand that this here is a cheap and simple thing. Any service that you have kind of paid to watch, paid to click, paid to take surveys, paid to download, paid to use, paid to install, whatever, all these things, yes, they will pay you, but it's always incredibly small amounts, right? Such small amounts that even if you sat there all day, click, the hourly rate you're going to get from doing this sort of thing is so small, it's actually like less than the half of minimum wage wherever you are. And if you're in a country where in Asia or in African countries or basically any country other than the UK, USA, Canada or Australia, it's simply never worth your time because the payouts are always lower for whatever reason in those countries. Okay. So guys, with that in mind, if you want to go and try Honeygain, go for it. Why not? It'll be funny. You can try it and sit there and have fun with it, okay? But don't expect too much. The only way to make actual money with this is to refer others to come and join. But if you do, again, you're earning 10% of their earnings, right? And 10% nothing is nothing, okay? So if someone comes on here and they spend 1 day watching and they earn 10 cents, you get 10% of the 10 cents. Right, which is nothing, and only if you have thousands upon thousands of people will it be worth your time. And for you to get 1,000 referrals who are active is going to be virtually impossible unless you have a massive following who are willing to download a random app to put on the phone. And so yeah, anyway, this is my review here, guys, of Honeygain. If you want to use it, go for it, but I would recommend you spend your time elsewhere.